Friends, welcome you to my class. I myself as introduced previously, Dr. U.K. Vishwal. Today is the 13th August. We shall discuss the solid state, and in the solid state, as previously we are discussing other things. In this class we shall discuss these parts, and this crystal lattice, unit cell, number of atoms per unit cell, then calculation of density, voids, packing efficiency and crystal defect in short. So you see, if in the crystal, as you see, suppose sodium chloride crystal as you experience in your dining set. So in that case, crystal lattice, that is a cubic lattice, and the lattice is consisting of many unit cells. So the definition of crystal lattice will be arrangement of lattice points. All these constituents of the crystals, constituent of the crystal, that means as we have discussed, this may be atom or ion or molecule. These constituents are represented as solid spheres or points. These are incompressible points or constituents of the crystal, or you can call it lattice points. These are lattice points. The three-dimensional arrangement, three-dimensional arrangement of these points. These points means either they may be atom, or they may be ion, or they may be molecule. This three-dimensional arrangement of these points is called crystal lattice, or you can call it space lattice also, you can call it space lattice. That is the arrangement in space. These points are arranged in space. Understand? So this is called space lattice, and the minimum, or if you divide the very small, the smallest part of the crystal, very minute one, the smallest part of the crystal which repeated over and over again, one after another, in all directions, over and over again, in three-dimensional, in all directions you can call it, or three-dimensional direction in all directions, called unit cell. Suppose what is the unit cell of sodium chloride, if you are asked, you can call it unit cell of the sodium chloride crystal is cubic one. Similarly, there are other 6 types of unit cell. I shall show you the diagram. You remember there are 7 types of unit cell involved in the arena of crystals or solids. You will be getting 7 unit cell. The diagram you can see in the book. You see, this is the cubic sodium chloride crystal. This is the tetragonal, another second one. This is the orthorhombic, this is another one. This is hexagonal, this is rhombohedral, monoclinic, triclinic. So these are common one, as you know, that is a cubic. Cubic is again also different types. This is the primitive cubic. These are all the primitive one. That means all the corners are occupied by these lattice points. All these points occupied by the lattice points. Understand? So that is the another type of classification of unit cell. That means unit cell. These are 7 type of primitive unit cell, you can call it. 7 type of primitive unit cell. Primitive unit cells are those where the constituents are occupied in corner only. Suppose this is a cube, not in the edge, not in the face. This is called edge. This is called face. This is called face. This is called edge. E-D-G-E. This is called face. F-A-C-E. But these are the corners. These are the corners. So if they are occupied only by the corners, then that is called primitive unit cell. Then another one is called unit cell. Another type you can call it. One is primitive, another is centered. If it is present in the center, you can call it another classification twice, that you can call it face centered, or another you can call it body centered. In the body of the crystal or unit cell, body center means this is your body center. In the middle part of the unit cell, that is called body center. And face means these are in the crystal, in the cubic lattice, there are 6 faces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 faces, and if the center, if they are present in the faces, then that is called face centered. So you see, this is your face centered, this is your body centered. So centered unit cell, that's a centered is also end centered one is also there, end centered. That means if it is only at this and opposite to this, these two ends, that is called end centered. So centered also you can call it face centered, body centered, and also you can classify into end centered. There are certain out of the 7, there are certain cells or unit cells which might be converted into your face centered, body centered, end centered. But most of them, they are present in the primitive cell, as like your say cubic also. Cubic can also be converted into your face centered and body centered. Body centered cubic, face centered cubic, there are different classifications there. And overall, if these 7 primitive cells, if you consider primitive as well as centered, then you will be getting 14 types of crystal unit cells, 14 types, and these are called Bravais lattice. You will be knowing later on. There will be 14 types of crystal in the world, and these are called Bravais lattices. Bravais lattices. Then you see, then how to calculate the number of atoms per unit cell. Suppose if a unit cell is like this, and each corner points is occupied by the constituents, then you cannot conclude that this unit cell consists of 8 points. They are present as 8 points, but here is another cube, here is another cube, here is another. This is not the single cube, that is three-dimensionally extended in the space, three-dimensionally extended in the space. So this each part or this point is actually shared by 8 cubes. Let me show you in the diagram how they are shared by 8 points. You see, this is a cube. This is a cube of 8 cubes. You see, this one, another opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 cubes. So you consider this point. You consider this point. This point is shared by what? Shared by 8 cubes. So contribution to one cube or one unit cell, this is 1 by 8 into 8. 1 by 8 into 8. So remember, each corner is shared by 8 cubes. Suppose if you consider this is a single cube, so you see we consider this point. So here there are 8 cubes. How there will be 8 cubes? You see, this one, 4, and lower is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this point is shared by 8 cubes. So contribution to a single cube, this is 1 by 8. So if you are asked how many points or atoms in a cubic unit cell, so remember this is asked as a question 1 mark question. How many atoms in unit cubic cell? So number of atoms per unit cell, cubic unit cell is equal to, this is a 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8. So there are 8 cubes. So 8 into 1 by 8, that is 1. That means is a simple cubic crystal, you will get a 1 atoms, not 8 atoms. It will not be 8 atoms, but this is 8 into 1 by 8. Similarly, suppose if you are asked, this is a simple cubic unit cell, then another say face centered say, suppose FCC, face centered cubic. Suppose if you face centered cubic, if you are asked what are the number of atoms per unit cell, if you are asked, then how can you find out? In the FCC you see, suppose this is a point here, in the 6 phases there are points, and each phase, here you see this is a cubic, here is also a cube. So this point is shared by 2 cubes. Remember, each phase, suppose this is a say, the diagram is there also. Suppose this is a point, is shared by 2 cubes. So contribution of per cube, this is half of this sphere. So this is shared by 2, this is shared by 2, this is shared by 2. Similarly, 6 spheres are having contribution 6 into half, that is 3. So the contribution of face centered points or face centered spheres will be 3. So 3 atoms from the face contribution, and there is, so 3 plus 4, that is your say, so there will be 4 spheres or 4 atoms or 4 ions, 4 spheres or 4 points per unit cell of face centered cubic. Another, you consider the body centered cubic, cesium chloride body centered cubic. So this is body centered. Body centered cubic means there will be points at corner and there will be point inside the cube. And you see this point or this sphere is not shared by other spheres, So this is only singularly responsible for this cube, by held by this cube only. So the contribution will be, so 8 into 1 by 8, this is the corner contribution, and center contribution will be 1. So this is 1, that will be 2, understand? So this is your body centered cubic. So if it is an end centered cubic, so let us say end centered cubic. End centered cubic means there will be 8 corner. Each corner is shared by 8 cubes. So contribution is 8 into 1 by 8, that is 1. So 1 atoms towards the center contribution. Then another, you see face in opposite side, there are 2 spheres. So these 2 spheres, this is shared by another 1. So this is contribution to this cube is half. So this is 2 into half, that is 1. So there will be 2 spheres for the end centered cubic. So this by this process you can calculate what is the number of atoms per unit cell. So unit cell, as we consider, there are 3 types unit cell: primitive unit cell, your face centered unit cell, then end centered unit cell. So by this way we can calculate the number of atoms per unit cell of a crystal. Then how to calculate the density? Density of the crystal. Density of the, how to calculate the density? As you know, density is equal to, this asked as a question, 2-mark question. Also you calculate the density calculation, general calculation, also 2-mark. A problem may be asked as a 2-mark or 3-mark. So density, as you know, mass by volume. Density is nothing but mass by volume, grams per centimeter cube. So mass, you see mass means mass of the unit cell, mass of the unit cell divided by volume of the unit cell. Let us say unit cell is cubic. Let us say unit cell is cubic, having edge length. This is called edge length. Edge length. So this is the edge length. Edge length. Edge length is A. As you know, A picometer. Nowadays in the SI unit we are expressing in meter or picometer, 10 to the minus 12 meter. 10 to the minus 12 meter. Picometer is equal to 10 to the minus 12 meter. If you consider in centimeter, that is equal to 10 to the minus 10 centimeter. As you know, 1 meter is equal to 10 square centimeter, 100 centimeter. So the meter can be converted into centimeter form. Then you see, this is the side or edge length. So volume of the cube by unit cell, cubic unit cell, is equal to AQ, that is equal to 10 to the power minus 30 centimeter cube. 10 to the minus 30 centimeter cube. So this is our volume. Then you calculate the mass of the unit cell. Mass of the unit cell means number of atoms in the unit cell, that is equal to number of atoms per unit cell into mass of the atom. धर ए 10टा एटम अच्छी ताले गोटे एटम ओजन रे 10 गुणी देले आसी जो कहार ओजन मास ऑफ द यूनिट सेल. सो मास कैन बी कैलकुलेटेड बाय दिस नंबर ऑफ एटम्स ऑफ द यूनिट सेल per unit cell and into its mass. Divide, this is mass, let us calculate mass. Mass is equal to this number of atoms. Number of atoms will vary, as we know. If it is a simple primitive cubic, it is 1. If it is a face centered, it is 4. If it is body centered, it is 2, like this. So number of atoms, you can call it Z. Z is the number of atoms per unit cell. As for example, 1 for primitive cubic unit cell, or 4 for FCC, 2 for BCC, body centered cubic. The Z will vary depending on the nature of the crystal. Depending on the nature of the crystal. That will vary from crystal to crystal. So Z, then what is the mass of an atom? Mass of atom, as you know, atomic mass, or if it is a molecule, molecular mass, divided by Avogadro number, Na. Na is equal to Avogadro's number, or you can write it N0 also, Na. So you see, this is the mass. This is the mass. Then density will be, density D will be mass Z into atomic mass divided by your Na into AQ. Na into AQ. In general, you can write down like this. AQ may be in the centimeter cube or meter cube, like that. So you see, Z, the number of atoms into atomic mass divided by Avogadro number. Avogadro number Na is equal to 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. Mass of this such 1 mole, you can call it 1 mole, mole of atoms is equal to your atomic mass. Mole of 1 mole of molecules mass will be molecular mass, like this. Similarly, 1 mole of ions will be ionic mass, like that. So you see, this is the way by which you can calculate the density of a crystal. So in the form gram per cc, if it is generally the atomic mass you are expressing in gram atomic mass. If it is, suppose if you are expressing in kg, you can also express in kg. If it is kg per meter cube, if you express in kg, then your density will be kg per meter cube. And atomic mass also you can express in kg atomic mass. Instead of expressing in gram in form of kg, it will be 10 to the power minus 3, because 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. So 1 gram is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 kg. So in the kg form also, if atomic mass is 60 gram, then you can volume 60 into 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 will be your kg. So in any SI unit also you can express. One problem you can also detect. Let us work out a problem. Suppose, say a FCC, a problem is asked like this: FCC unit element, atomic mass is given. Atomic mass is equal to 60, atomic mass 60 gram per mole. Atomic mass can be expressed like this. That means 1 mole of that will weigh 60 gram. FCC of an element, atomic mass is this, with edge length, side length, edge length 400 picometer. 400 picometer. Calculate its density. Calculate its density. So if such question is asked, then this question will carry either 2 mark or 3 mark. Group B, 2 or 3 mark questions are asked in the group B. So in the, this is a group B question. So if it is asked like this, suppose you simple calculations, just you put the formula. You see your density will be mass by volume. Density is mass by volume, or you can put that formula. Mass of this, mass is equal to your 60. Suppose this is FCC. FCC means Z is equal to 4. FCC means Z is equal to 4. That means the corner will be contribution will be 1 by 8, and face will be contribution will be half of that. So 6 into half plus 8 into 1 by 8, that is equal to Z is equal to 4. So there are 4 atoms per unit cell, and 1 atom has mass 60 by 60 gram per mole by Avogadro number 6.023 10 to the power 23 mole inverse per mole. Such number of atoms, per mole. So this is the unit for, this is the mass of an atom, this is the mass of atom. There are present 4 atoms. So that is the total mass of the unit cell divided by volume. Volume, you see, volume is the AQ. Cube, the volume of a cube is AQ. A is how much? 4 picometer. 400, as this is expressed in gram, 400 you express in centimeter, 400 into 10 to the power 10. 10 to the power 10 centimeter cube whole to the power cube, centimeter cube. So if you analyze this, then your answer will be your 240. divided 6.023 10 to the power 23, and this will be 10 to the power 30. That will go to this side. So if you calculate 10 to the power 23, this will be this is 10 to the power minus 10. So this will come to 10 to the power 30. Then this is 400 cube. 400 cube means 4 into 10 square, 10 to the power 6, 29. Only 10 will be here. Only 10 will be here. Understand? So it will be easier to calculate. So this is your calculation, how to calculate the density with an example as I express, and that will be helpful for your examination. This is how you can calculate the density. Then you come the voids. Voids, you see, the voids are the vacant spaces in between the spheres. Voids are vacant spaces, but empty, vacant or empty spaces within the solid incompressible spheres. Solid incompressible spheres. And whatever may be the case, if it is compressible, then you can neglect the space. But as these are not compressible, so between the two or between the 2, 3 or 4 or 6, there will be some space is left behind, and such vacant spaces are called voids. Shunya sthana. As for example, you see, say these are two types, say tetrahedral void. How can you get this? How can you get tetrahedral void? How can you get tetrahedral void? You see, suppose this is a sphere, this is a sphere, this is a sphere, and this space cannot be filled because these are incompressible. Had it been compressible, then this space can be minimized, but this space cannot be minimized because these are solid spheres. So this is in one layer. If you expand it upper layer also, suppose three-dimensionally, another sphere you put on this, another sphere you put on this. These are the three spheres. Another sphere you put on this. जमती तुम्हें पिकनिक करने को गले जमती चुली तैयारी करो, इटा पके दियो, ताऊ परे हांडी बसे दियो. सही टाइप रा. Here that is the case, same case. In the picnic spot in the crystal lattice, you see. So this sphere, the space in between these four spheres is called. This is your tetrahedral void. Tetrahedral void. It will look like a tetrahedron. How it will look like this? If you join the center of each spheres, center you join, and above this, that means this will look like this. This is this. Another point is here, like this. So if you look this, that will look like this. Diagram is also there in your text. Diagram is also there. You see. This is the case. This is the 3 above this. This will look like this. This is a tetrahedron. Tetrahedron means 4 sides. 1, 2, 3. Another one is like this. This point is not in the plane. This is above this. So that means you imagine a triangle in the, suppose this is a triangle like this, and you point it like this. So this is a face, this is a face, this is a face, this is the another face. So there are 4 faces. So as a result, this is a tetrahedral void. This look like a tetrahedron. Tetrahedron also you draw like this. The triangle, this is a point. This is a tetrahedron. This is a face, this is a face, this is a face. So this is another face. So there are 4 phases in a tetrahedron. Hedral means sides. So tetrahedral void. B is a octahedral void. You see, octahedral means there will be six octahedral, 6 sides will be there. You see, imagine like this. So diagram is given. Let me show you the diagram. So you see that in one plane, in one layer, this is the first layer. You think the pink line. First layer there are 3 spheres. In the second layer, this is not in this part. If you put this sphere here, it will like this tetrahedral void. But these 3 spheres are in between. That means here is one, here is another one, here is another one. That means there will be in the 3 spheres will be 3 sphere in the one line or one layer, 3 spheres in one layer, and another 3 spheres like this. This will be in another 3 spheres. So if you join like this, this will look like this, and another apex will be below it. Another triangle will be apex below. That means this will be the void. The void will look like this. So this is your octahedral void. So remember, the octahedral void, this arises out of arrangement of 6 spheres, but tetrahedral void is arranged out of 4 spheres. And you remember the number of atoms is equal to octahedral void. Octahedral void. The number of atoms, let us say n, is equal to octahedral void. So number of octahedral voids in the arrangement will be equal to number of atoms or number of spheres. Number of atoms or number of spheres. And number of tetrahedral void is the smaller one. So that will be more than the octahedral void. For short questions you can remember. Number of the tetrahedral void is twice that of your octahedral void, 2n. So n will tell you the number of atoms. So this is your voids. Then your packing efficiency. Packing efficiency, you see, what is efficiency? That means there will be more number of atoms. There will be less of what? Less of vacancy. So if the vacant spaces will be less, then we can tell that is closely packed. The lattice is closely packed. If the lattice is closely packed, that we can call it that it has higher vacancy than the lattice which is less closely packed. That means if it is more vacant spaces, then you can call it the crystal efficiency or packing efficiency is less. That means that is not closely packed. If the atoms or spheres are very closely packed, then you can tell that, or you can tell that that means that packing efficiency is very high. As you see, suppose you can tell me that suppose FCC, there are how many atoms? There are 4 atoms. You see in the BCC, there are 2 atoms. Per unit cell, there are 2 atoms. Say in the cubic closed packing, in the cubic unit cell, there are only 1 atom per cube, 8 into 1 by 8. So from this you can imagine which is much having higher packing efficiency. So clearly it shows that packing efficiency of your FCC will be very high. That means in the order 76%. Then your BCC will be 68% and cubic will be 52%. That means vacant spaces in cubic will be much more. That is highly closely packed in case of what? In case of your FCC. So FCC cubes are very closely packed. That means per cube there are many number of atoms are there very closely compact. Compactness will be more in case of your FCC. Cubic, you see, cubic will less. The packing efficiency you can calculate like this. packing efficiency you can calculate like this: volume of the atoms, divided by volume of the cube or volume of the unit cell. Here cubic unit cell I am considering, into 100. If you into 100, that means per unit cell, if there are more number of atoms, naturally the packing efficiency will be more. And you see, suppose for this let us calculate for simple cubic. Suppose this is a simple cubic. How can you calculate the efficiency, packing efficiency? Let us see, this is a cubic having, and these are the spheres which occupy the center. The spheres will occupy the centers or corners, not center, corner. So if you center, two centers of this cube will join together. Suppose this is radius, r is the radius of the sphere, one sphere at this corner, another sphere at this corner, and they are close to each other, adjacent to each other. So if you join the radius of these two, that will be 2r. This is r, this is r. This is sphere of radius r, this is sphere of radius r. So this is radius is r, this radius is r. So this length, that means distance between the center of these two spheres will be 2r. So 2r is called edge length. Remember, in case of cubic lattice, the edge length will be 2r. That means the radius or diameter, that means twice of the radius of the each individual spheres, solid spheres. So 2r. So then you calculate easily volume of there present only one atom per cube, and atom is 1. If it is 4, you take 4 into volume of one atom. Then atom is, you know, what is the volume of a sphere? 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is the volume of the sphere. By the total volume of the cube. Volume of the cube is a cube. A is how much? 2r. That means 2r whole cube. So this is A is equal to, or the side is A is equal to 2r. So the side cube of the side will be equal to the volume of the cube. So this is the volume of the cube. And this is the volume of the atom occupied. So out of this volume is occupied by the spheres. The volume occupied by the spheres divided by the volume of the cube into 100 will give you the packing efficiency of a cubic lattice. And this is of 52 point something, 3 or 4 like that. Packing efficiency will be this much percentage. So there will be vacant space will be 48%. Vacant space will be more. And here vacant space is 24%. So in case of FCC, the atoms are very closely packed. So packing efficiency, if you are compare, you remember packing efficiency of FCC is more than BCC, is more than cubic 1. For short question in your council, you can remember this. This is your packing efficiency. Then we shall switch over to another important part of the crystal. As we see, we can during your copper sulfide crystallization, you might be knowing in your practical class, the crystals are, you are not getting the crystals of appropriate size, that is a triclinic crystal, but you will not get appropriate size because our process is very faulty, that to be maintained at very slow temperature for a long time. But during our 3-hour examination time, we do not get a very perfect crystal, and that crystal what you get, that is a defective crystal. that is a defective crystal. That means not the arrangements are much deformed. If you are supposed to be a point here, the point is not there, that is a distorted placing, defective placing of crystal. And such defective placing of the crystal points by lattice point is called defects in the crystal, deviation or defect in arrangement of lattice points give rise to crystal defect. Your diamond, all the carbons are tetrahedrally arranged, but if is certain distortion in arrangement or deviation in arrangement, then you get that diamond will look like a black diamond. The cost is very less, black diamond for grinding etc. that is used. So the price of the diamond is also depend on the defective arrangement. If the defect is more, then the cost is less. So the physical property, chemical property does not vary, but the physical property changes with the defect in the crystal. We shall discuss that in your practical class. You observe this. Suppose if zinc carbonate is heated, then that will turn yellow when heat. So why it becomes yellow? Why zinc carbonate becomes yellow when hot? That you can verify through this defect. That is, the perfectly arranged zinc oxide will not show deviation in the physical property, but the physical property deviated only due to the defects in the crystal. So we shall see how there are types of defects, how the defects occurs. We shall discuss in brief. So you see there is, let us say, flow chart we shall discuss because our time is not much. So we shall discuss very briefly the crystal defect. So you see defect in crystal, that is broadly classified into two types. One is point defect, that means crystal lattice points will vary its position. जो जगार रहा कथा से जगार नथिबो, अन्य कौन जाकि बसिथिबो, सेटु पळेइथिबो बा कौन जाकि लुचि पड़थिबो, एगुडा हेले सेडा सब पॉइंट डिफेक्ट बोली आमी कहबा. Point defect. Out of which line defect is not there in your course. That means the arrangement of lines, this is the line of arrangement of points, this is another line of arrangement of points. If these lines will vary or defective, in the lines will defect, जो जगह line टा रहा कथा से जगह नथिबो, that is line defect. Will not go details of it, you will be knowing in your BSc classes. But this is point defect, as we have discussed, due to agitation, the point defect we shall discuss as Schottky defect, and there is Frankel defect. These are two types, and these are, you see, these point defects, you see, this is also another type of defect, you can call it, that is called non-stoichiometric defect. The formula will not change. Non-stoichiometric defect. Point defect you can classify into two types. One is non-stoichiometric defect. Another is your stoichiometric defect. Stoichiometric defect. You see, the Schottky defect, you see, in the Schottky defect, here what in the position of cations in that this is occur in ionic compounds, and there is loss of equal number of cations and anions. It is polyjaythibo crystal lattice. Suppose here is plus minus, this is a vacancy defect, minus plus, minus plus, plus minus, plus minus. Plus means cations and anions. So if two cations are leaving their own lattice sites, there must be of two anions leaving their lattice sites. As a result, the crystal becomes neutral and there will be holes will be formed in these places. Holes will form, that is responsible for different physical properties. So this is your Schottky defect, and this is called a stoichiometric defect, because the formula here, you see, formula never changes. Formula never changes. Stoichiometric, law of stoichiometric, the number of atoms will be similar as per the formula. Formula never changes. Never changes. As for example, suppose sodium chloride, potassium chloride, these are your silver bromide, zinc sulfide, etc. These are undergoing your Schottky defect. So if there is two cations are lost, there must be two anions will be lost. As a result, this is the molecular formula will not change. But in the case of Frenkel defect, this is your vacancy defect. This is called vacancy defect. There will be vacant places, vacancy defect. And you see here one most important observation is the mass will decrease because there is loss of cations and anions. That is, the mass will change, and that you know density is equal to mass volume. As mass decreases, so density decreases. This is an important observation in case of Schottky defect. Density changes or decreases. Density decreases. But let us see in case of Frenkel defect, you see this is an interstitial defect, not vacancy defect. This is an interstitial defect. जमी आम कहते से गोटे जगार पड़े जाए vacant space अच्छी interstices. These are called interstices in between the spheres. These are called interstices. So in the interstices, this will, that will be there. That means suppose one point is lost, plus minus plus minus minus plus minus plus, then plus minus plus minus. Suppose here this on agitation, on increasing temperature, this is lost here. Suppose this is lost here. So that will find its place in the interstices. In the interstices. So there will no loss in what? Loss in cations and anions. And you see, this is the mass remaining same, volume never changes, so density remain intact, but density remains unchanged. Density never changes. So this is the most important difference between the Frenkel defect and Schottky defect, and this is the interstitial defect, this is the vacancy defect. And another you see, in this case you see, the radius of the cation is less in the radius of the anion, because cation is always less, because that occurs by loss of electron. So cation is less, and why it is less is necessary, because if it is smaller, that can be accommodated. If it is smaller, that can be accommodated in between the spheres or in the interstitial spaces, or in between the spaces, the vacant spaces can be occupied by the smaller cation. But in this case, you remember, in this case, in the Schottky defect, the cation size is almost to anion size. Here size is does not differ much, but here size differs. And you see, this is your stoichiometric defect. Then in the non-stoichiometric, this stoichiometric defect, because stoichiometric of the molecule, suppose potassium chloride, the formula after the defect also same potassium, the ions in the formula will be the in the ratio 1:1. But another is your non-stoichiometric defect. Let me close. Non-stoichiometric defect. Stoichiometric defect. You see, in this case, the formula change. Suppose Fu, let us say, let us take an example of ferrous oxide. Ferrous oxide, the formula is Fu, that means the atoms or ions in the ratio 1:1. But we cannot prepare the compound like this, but we get in the defective form, that is non-stoichiometric compound. That means this iron FeXO, where X is, where FeXO, that means the X is 0.93 to 0.96. Fe is 0.93 to 0.96. That means, see, this is less than 1. This is less than 1. So, in this case, non-stoichiometric defect occurs, but this is your stoichiometric defect. Another type of defect is also occurred due to impurity defect. So, there are defect in crystal. Let me conclude. There are defect in the crystal. We get 3 types of major defect in the point defect. One is stoichiometric defect, another that is Schottky defect, Frenkel defect, stoichiometric defect. Another is non-stoichiometric defect, another is non-stoichiometric defect, another is non-stoichiometric defect, another is the impurity defect. Impurity defect you can know having your NP semiconductor, etc., by knowing NP defect. Thank you for your patient hearing.